What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com. Now, this is a video I was actually going to do with the late John Meadows. We both shared similar viewpoints, and we just never got together. I was supposed to go to Columbus, and I had to cancel due to a kid's soccer game. But this is a video that's long overdue because I think a lot of us are starving for news. And the bottom line is every single news outlet in the fitness industry has been compromised. Now, I'm not talking about product stuff like Fitness Informant, like Stack 3D, like even Price Plow. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the YouTube channels like Nick Strength and Power, where they're basically the news of the industry, or Muscular Development, or RX Muscle. And I want to first give an example of why I'm not even mad at this. And two, why it exists and why there's nothing we could do about it or nothing we should do about it. Because at the end of the day, everybody's out to pay their fucking bills. And you pay your bills through sponsorship. And if somebody with a lot of money offers you money to just do your program and supports you and allows you to put up these videos and basically make money yelling at a fucking camera or talking to a camera and not even putting your face on the camera, just going on the camera and talking over pictures and stuff, like that's the dream. Like, Nick is killing it, and I'm proud of him, man. But I got to be honest. I've been getting this question a lot, like, why don't they cover this? Why don't they cover that? And it's something that I was going to wait to address with John, but we all know that John, unfortunately, passed away. So I want to start talking about CNN. Now, I don't really think CNN is, they might be. I don't think they're evil. I don't think they're trying to kill people. I don't think they really thought that, Joe Rogan was taking horse dewormer and they were trying to get everybody to not take this stuff, even though it's been shown in studies to work really, really well to get rid of what people are trying to get rid of, that Mexican beer thing. I don't think it was nefarious. I just think that they were trying to help out their bros. Let me explain. Do you know how much money Pfizer and the pharmaceutical companies give to CNN a year? If you watch their commercials, which I do when in airports. Who else watches that shitty network anywhere else but airports, right? You'll notice that every other ad is a fucking pharmaceutical company ad. Big Pharma is paying their bills. So when they see something that runs, I think like 7 cents a dose versus the Mexican beer shot that actually runs like, I think it's going to net in the boosters alone like $24 billion. Yeah, they're going to hook up their bros. So when Joe Rogan, who doesn't have the Mexican beer shot, when he tells people, hey guys, I got over it. I got a few IV drips, which I do myself. I get glutathione drips every week or so. I also inject glutathione. I love it. I'm a huge fan. I've done videos on it. And then he takes the ivermectin, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but that's what he took. And he's crushing it. And he got the monoclonal, whatever the hell it is, right? So he got those. He was done. He was better in like a day. Meanwhile, people with the Mexican beer shot are dying. So they're like, okay, we can't afford our sponsor to have people have an alternative to the Mexican beer shot. So we're going to trash Joe Rogan. And then Gupta went on, their little doctor guy, and Joe Rogan trashed him, just destroyed him. Because they're unscrupulous. Now, I don't think it's because they want us all to die. I don't think it's because they're evil. They might be. I know that fat fucker Brian Stetler is evil. He's a piece of shit. But I don't think Gupta is evil. I just think he's selfish. And he wants to make money. And he doesn't give a shit about you or me. He just cares about his own preservation. Same with promoting the lockdowns and everything else they did. But I don't really think they did it because they want to destroy America. I don't think they're on some socialist mission to screw up America. I think they're just trying to keep their channel in business. Likewise, go to Fox News. Do you think that Murdoch gives a shit about conservatives or Trump or MAGA or whatever? No, he found a way to get more people to watch his channel because MSNBC and CNN are all the way to the left. So he comes in and he's like, here's a market niche. We're going to target conservatives. So what the hell does this have to do with RX Muscle and Nick Strength and Power and MD? Bro, listen. We literally we've been in the midst of it for 3-4 years. We have one of the largest supplement companies in the industry, one of their owners, and a couple of them. And again, these are people I'm not enemies with, but they literally are indicted federally for selling drugs, literally labeled as drugs on the open market and other things, including money laundering. Huge news. I'm not going to name names, but it hasn't been mentioned once by these outlets, right? And I remember somebody came to Stack 3D and Shane was awesome about this. Shane's like, hey, why aren't you covering this, Shane? You're a sellout. Shane's like, we don't cover this. We literally take people's products and we tell you about them. And we'll review some stuff, but we're usually pretty positive. We're just telling you what's going on in the supplement world. But like, dude, if Big Ramy farts, every one of these channels, oh my God, Big Ramy farted. If a supplement company does something, they're like, oh my goodness, this company did this. But yet we have federal indictments. And yet you go on these sites, you go on these channels, and before their video starts is an ad for the company, maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I don't want to name names, but there's an ad for the company that is being indicted that runs before it, which is cool. I'm all for it. In fact, I might start sponsoring channels myself. I'll tell you this, if I was federally indicted for charges including selling drugs, and a bunch of people within the company already pled guilty to it, and a bunch of store owners got actual jail time for selling the product. Seriously, store owners, look this up. Store owners got jail time. This is a big deal. Like, all they did was buy it from them and sell it. Yet it's not covered by these industry news. Like, that's industry news. And you guys are probably hearing about this for the first time. But too bad you will never be able to find out which company it is. Because I'm not going to say it. Because honestly, I wanted to do this video because I've had a lot of questions about it. And honestly, because John wanted to do the video really bad. John really wanted to do this video bad because John was a moral, ethical guy and he was kind of tired of it. And of course, when John died, all these guys were kissing up to him and this and that. Dude, these are people who were, when John was around, like they never, I'm not even going to get into that. But the bottom line is it's money. You can't trust the news. You can't trust CNN. You can't trust Fox. And within our industry, we know why. Because money talks. And without sponsorships, without advertisements, without any of that, these channels don't exist, or at least they exist to a lesser degree. And that's a shame. And that's sad. But it is what it is. It's not about nefarious actions. Maybe on the part of the sponsors, it's nefarious. Maybe they're like, if I can own the news, I can control the narrative and I can control everything. But you have to do your research. You have to go around. You have to know what companies you're doing business with. You have to know what's going on. And for news, you have to look beyond the headlines. You can't just trust CNN or Fox or Newsmax or whatever your cup of tea. You have to go. You look up different news sources. Look up BBC. Look up international. Look up the Skynet or whatever. I think is that Terminator or is that Australia? Whatever it is in Australia. But I like to get my news from different sources. And within the industry, you're kind of screwed because it's such a niche industry that nobody really gives a fuck. And if I didn't tell you about this, you might not know. Like, it was in newspapers, but like a lot of us, I don't read newspapers anymore. I get my news from, honestly, a lot from the internet, a lot from guys like Tim Pool at Timcast. I get stuff from Rogan. I go around. I love BBC, the broadcasting channel, because it's not from America. And generally speaking, they give an outside view. I'll watch Fox, I'll watch CNN, I'll watch MSNBC. I try to get all viewpoints because that's what educated people do. I don't just want to be in a little tribal bubble where I don't go outside of it because then I won't know new points of view. Like, let me give you an example, guys. I was pro-choice for my entire life till 39 years old. And I kept researching it. And at 39, I'm like, you know what? I'm pro-life. Just this year, I've been agnostic my entire life. I kept researching religion. Then I got cancer. And then I'm like, you know what? I believe in God. I just believe. I'm not going to explain that in this video. And so then I spent the next 4 months trying to figure out which religion I want to be a part of. And so I came to that conclusion, but that's a different video. But I do have a religion now. And so my thing is, guys, you know, we have to be cognizant of it. But it is disappointing because these channels start out with all the right things, right? They report on stuff because they're fans. Like Nick started out as a fan. Dave Palumbo started out as a big, huge behemoth bodybuilder. And he's got a family. He's got to pay his bills. Who the hell is even behind MD anymore? Blackman? I mean, Blackman's always been about the money, and I've always loved Steve Blackman. I love that guy. I'm not mad at him at all. But at the end of the day, like, let me give you a story real quick, and then I'll end this video. When I was at Weeder Publications, when I started out, I was in advertising. I had no marketing, nothing. All I did was sell ads. So I sold, I think it was for the, what is that shit that Ray Lewis took? The Deer Antler Velvet. Deer Antler Velvet. So at that time, Dr. Jim Wright worked for Weeder Publications. So I finally closed this account and I got a half-page ad. It's about $2,500, which at that time I was just starting. It was like 2 months into my job. I was so happy. So we closed the deal, right? $2,500, boom, cash, done. I got commission on that. It was like $10. It was great. So anyway, lo and behold, you sell the ad, and the magazine doesn't get on stands till 3 months later. It's usually a 3-month lag time. So I open it, I look at the ad, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So it was on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, there was an article written by Dr. Jim Wright, God rest his soul, that said, Deer Antler Velvet is a scam. Guess who had to refund every dollar of that ad? Guess who did not get commission on that ad? And guess who lost that customer for life? Me. Since I don't donate or advertise in these RX Muscle or MD or Nick Strength and Power, since I prefer to put my money towards different ad streams, and I don't care to buy the news like these guys do, which is fine. I don't need to buy the news. I don't want to be accused of anything like that. I'd rather put my money into sponsoring shows, which they do as well. So I send outright bars. I've sent probably 100,000 outright bars this year to multiple various shows for the competitors and attendees. I put my money where my mouth is. I support bodybuilding. But I also advertise on social media, all that. You know, I'm not good at my ad performa. But it's really sad that we don't have a news source in this industry. It's really sad that every single news outlet is bought and paid for. Which is why I'm going to implore some of you young guys to get out and do something about it. If you have a passion for this industry, if you have a passion for bodybuilding, if you think you could do what Nick does, what RX Muscle does, what Dave Palumbo, what MD does, I want you to start a YouTube channel. And I want you to do exactly what they do. But I want you to do this. I want you to make a pledge to yourself that no matter what they offer you, you make your money simply off of YouTube revenue and affiliate programs from non-associated industries. For example, I am sponsored by Lux Bidet. I sell ass cleaners, clothing, rider wear. They'll gladly throw money at you, become an affiliate for them. Buckeye Brownies, another company I support. Buckeye Brownies would be glad to support you and give you an affiliate code. Just no supplement companies. Because once you get money from them, you cannot report the truth. And you will forever be biased. And you'll become just like the other ones, which I think they're great. I really do. And a lot of things they report are great. But let's be honest here. It is biased, it is slanted, and there's nothing unique about that. Brothers got to pay the bills. And if you can't eat, what the fuck's the point? I'm proud of these guys, man. Nick's driving a fucking Corvette, built a beautiful home gym. God bless him. But to think for a second that it's not biased is crazy. And I'm not even mad. I'm biased as shit. I'm biased. Dude, I've had friends get into industry hot water, and like it's all over them. Like their channels are all over. Like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I plead the fifth. F-I-F-fifth. Fucking, here's one. When Dorian, okay, this is years ago. So I just got back like a couple years before. I did a tour of Australia with Dorian. And at that time I was close with Lane. So I follow Lane Norton's stuff. And Lane made a post on Facebook. This is how old it is. I think it was Facebook. How Dorian basically came out and said, I don't know if he said it exactly, that the Holocaust didn't happen. I'm Jewish as fuck. I'm Jewish. My grandfather escaped Auschwitz. I'm pretty certain that fucking thing happened, right? And so I got all these DMs, whatever, the Facebook Messenger at the time, right? Like, oh my God, you got to speak out against Dorian. You got to speak out against Dorian. Dorian's my friend. I didn't say a fucking word because Dorian has his opinion. And honestly, like, even though I had no financial interest in Dorian, I was biased and I wasn't going to put my buddy on blast. Even though what he said, even though I don't know exactly what he said, I totally just didn't look into it. I'm like, okay, Lane's crazy. And then everybody did a video on it, right? Everybody's like, dude, Dorian, everybody was posting, Dorian's a Nazi. I'm like, no, he's not a Nazi. Dorian just says shit because he's Dorian. And Dorian says shit sometimes. And as someone who spent periods of time with Dorian, I know that he will say some shit that'll shock you. So I wasn't even mad. And when I saw him at Body Power the next year, I gave him a big hug. We ate breakfast together. You know, Dorian's my boy. But if if anybody else would have said that, like if, I'm trying to think of someone I'm not close. If I'm trying to think of a company, I'm so friendly with all these guys. Let's say if, for example, the company that that sponsors this channel that is under whatever. If they said that the concentration, I would have done a video. I'd have been like, dude, this guy straight up said that concentration camps in World War II didn't happen. But no, I didn't because I'm biased. We're all biased. We all got bills to pay. And it just leaves you as a consumer of video, of content, of the industry. Just be cognizant. This is by no means a hate video. This is something I needed to do. One, because John really, really, really wanted to do this. We were actually going to do this after the case, but I'm like, fuck it. It's time. And I have nothing to hide. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, this is all public record. Like, the indictment did happen. And one of the people indicted is a really close friend of mine. Okay? But they're not reporting on it because they're bros. Fake news exists, but this isn't even fake. Now, CNN is fake news. Our industry is not fake news. It's just, just selective news. Okay? Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and stick around for the ad at the end of the video. As you know, I own tigerfitness.com, MTS Nutrition, the Outright Bar, 015 Nutrition, Ambrosia. We have a lot of cool things going on, and I would really like you to take a look at them. And if you do buy supplements, tigerfitness.com is a great place. But anyway, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this perspective. It's just a perspective. And again, I'm not throwing shade or hate at anybody who's implicated in this video. I'm just saying that everybody gets paid, and that's okay. Because I like getting paid too, and that's not a game. MTS Nutrition is known for the greatest whey protein ever created, but it's an isolate concentrate blend. So while it has very, very, very low lactose, it still has a little bit. And for people who want the most pure protein, just isolate, that might not work. Works for me, works for a lot of other people, might not work for some. Also, when contest prep and you don't have that many macros to work with, or when dieting, or if you just want something pretty much pure protein, you want an isolate. A lot of people don't know MTS Nutrition makes a whey protein isolate. Right now, we have the vanilla in stock. This is the most delicious vanilla isolate you've ever tried. 1 scoop, 20 grams of protein, has 2 grams of carbs, 0 added sugar, 0 sugar, 1 gram of fat. That's it. 90 calories for 1 scoop, 20 grams of protein. Anyway, get it now. Available at tigerfitness.com. That's not a game.